Joining us now via Zoom is the Alabama NAACP President, Bernard Simelton. Mr. Simelton, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you all for having me on this morning. I appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely. All these years later, and the state, country still working to heal from what happened in Birmingham 57 years ago. In addition to the young victims, for people who don't understand, why is it so important to remember what happened?
Yes, it's important to remember because those innocent young girls doing nothing other than attending church on that Sunday morning gave their lives to begin to heal, to show that there was racial inequality in America. And we must always remember what they did. And I think the important thing also to remember is that these girls died an innocent death. They were not bothering anyone other than just going to church, doing what you normally do on Sunday morning. And to me, this is somewhat akin to the incident with George Floyd, where it helped to ignite the civil rights movement. And of course, we know what happened with in the death of George Floyd. So we must never, never forget what happened on that Sunday morning.
Absolutely. Well pointed out. And that was just horrifying then and now, right now. You and I, going through all this time since that point, there's been improvements in race relations, there's been setbacks. How do we navigate as we move forward, we bring on new generations?
Well, again, we must educate the new generation about what has happened in the past so that we won't repeat the past. But also, more importantly, we must remove those vestiges of racism and discrimination that has plagued our nation for centuries. Such things as the Confederate monuments, Confederate flags, those symbols must be removed from our nation's public places and relegated to a place of history and museums, things like that. We cannot allow our nation to continue to live in the past. We must be looking forward. And I know Senator Jones was on earlier, and we thank him for prosecuting those, helping to prosecute some of those who committed this atrocity.
Once you get the symbols down, because that's happening all around the country, as you know, Mr. Simelton, that the hard work really, really comes into play here. So what steps can you take? Give me one or two steps that we should be taking other than educating, but how to educate. What will it take?
Well, it will take leadership in our communities, in our state, and in our national government that is leading us towards togetherness, towards healing, rather than a sense of divisiveness that we're seeing in our country today. There is so much divisiveness that everywhere you turn, there is someone wanting to, tell you why we should not be healing the vestiges of the past. And so we need leadership that's going to heal us as a nation, to bring us together as one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Alabama NAACP President Bernard Simelton, thank you so much for your time and your insight this morning. We appreciate you.
All right. Thank you.
And thank you for your service to our country as well, Mr. Simelton.